So now, since you were playing the Joker in Arkham Origins, and now you're Batman in this game, just my question is, do you complete yourself now?
Yeah, I was saying that it would be great to have like a one-man show, like Waiting for Godot with Batman and Joker, and just get to see. Waiting for Godot is not a one-man show. There you go, bud.
So much.
Of course. But yeah, and what I love is that, you know, Lego exists in a way that it will sustain that. Like, you can put everything, you can put reality on pause, and I can be Batman. You know, it's awesome, and it's a game that the only thing that's gonna be more fun than making it is playing it, and that's kind of a rare opportunity that we get. And I'm a gamer first, I'm an actor second, so this is the game that's gonna be day one purchase for me. Like, I'll probably just do the digital download because I won't have to wait for the actual physical copy. It'll be midnight. So yeah, I'm excited.
So are you gonna be playing as Batman now that you're voicing, or are you gonna play as the Joker?
No. I will play as Batman as long as you can, because you know with Lego games a lot of times you need. This is what I hate about it, and it's so great. It's like the narrative informing the gameplay is that sometimes you can't play as Batman. You have to switch between characters. Like in Lego Batman 2, you had to switch to Robin because Robin could get to places that you couldn't go. And so every time I do that, I'm like, and Batman the game is going, So it actually works really well.
Troy, talking about your performance as Joker again, the folks downstairs at the panel got a little taste of your Joker voice.
Right.
He was there, I missed it. Did you get some here potential?
Oh, you just want a little taste, don't you?
How are you approaching Batman? Is it going to be more, because there's so much to pull from?
Sure.
What exactly, what is your approach on it?
Dude, I mean, first of all, it's the guys at TT are, the fan service is from the top down and the bottom up, because we're all fans that are making it, and they're all fans that are making it as well. And so what's great is there's not one joke or one line or one reference that everybody goes, we won't get it. Everybody gets it. So we get to steal from 66 Batman and from 89 Batman and from Nolan's Batman, you know, even from the comic books as well. So whatever we do, I get to kind of gravitate towards, you know, whatever they're referencing. Like if we're making fun of something that Bale did in, you know, the Batman Begins, A Dark Knight, then we get to own it. We kind of get to lean towards that. So Batman and Lego to me is kind of like an amalgamation of all 75 years because he is Batman to him. And he's just kind of the culmination of all those different representations of it. So, and that comes from having a really good team that's kind of steering this ship, this crazy ship down this crazy river, I don't know, for some reason. It's like this old steamboat. And we had a great, you know, VO director, J.B. Blanc, was fantastic at you know, orchestrating that radio theater that we were doing. So that's where a lot of it came from.
Did you do a lot of single reads, or did you were able to do ensemble in the same
all
room?
Ensemble. Yeah, the only like single stuff that we did were pickups. You know, like if we changed this line a little bit, and like fighting efforts and little grunts and groans and stuff that we did. But they made a philosophical decision that like so much of the story depended on the performance, and these performances depend upon people playing off of each other, because everything about comedy is timing.
It's supposed to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Comedy's supposed to have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
That's
true. Made a strong point. Sure.
Sorry. You were talking about, you know, with the Dark Knight pack, obviously making fun of some stuff that Bale did.
Right.
Did you also get to voice Batman for that section of the game? And if you did, what was that like? Did you try to like do the growl?
Yeah, there were times where we kind of like did we never went full like swear to me. We never did anything like that. You know? But it's you know, we get to. There's times when we get to pull from like what Michael Keaton did. You know, it's like
slow whisper.
Yeah, that stuff. You know. So it just really depends. Yeah, I mean, if you hear the Batman that you see on the cover, not the '66 Batman or you know any of those other iterations, it's gonna be me. But you have like 4 Batmen in this. Batman?
We've had this conversation earlier. What do you call a group of Batman?
Batmai? I don't know. So, yeah. Sure.
Like, you were great in games such as like Infamous and The Last of Us. By the way, you're growing in the beard, starting to look like
I do. I was like, what are you doing it for? I'm like, because I'm lazy. I don't understand what I'm doing it for.
So what's it like to do something like The Last of Us with more of like a dark and serious tone, and then taking on something like Lego Batman? Like you've been doing like a wide variety of stuff. So like,
It's a welcome break. It really is. Because like, take The Last of Us for example. That's a very heavy game. And we had fun. Like if you saw the alternate ending thing or singing thing at the end, we had fun while we were making it. But what you see on screen isn't
it's
fun.
like a really deep story.
Very, very deep, very dark. So when we get a chance to do something like this, where we're telling jokes.
It's why you were great in Infamous, because like you were very like lighthearted in that game.
But
And, like,
even still, like those are like sarcastic and witty and fun. That's like popcorn blockbuster stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like straight up. Like you read it on the page, you're like, oh, I get it. That's a great joke, and you know exactly how you're gonna do it, and then somebody else completely flips the script on you, like they do in improv comedy. And you're like, holy crap, we're really in this together. So you don't get a lot of opportunities to work on stuff that's funny.
By the way, if you were any better today, you'd be twins.
See, that's a great thing. It's a Texas phrase, and I don't know, maybe just people don't get it. You better be twins.
You basically have done more than Batman. People have voiced Batman. You've done pretty much almost the entire rogues gallery at this point.
There's a few that are missing, but yeah.
But I was asking, who would you really like to take a crack at that you either haven't been offered or just haven't read for or anything like that?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Gender bend. Oh, Mr. J.
She would just be
Couldn't.
Great. Be Dr. Girlfriend.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I don't know, man, because like, I look at cool characters like, like Deadshot or any of those people, and those are really cool characters. Two-Face was great, and Two-Face again was like one of my favorite characters in the animated series, and it was one of the first graphic novels that I got. Was the whole origin story. It was after Jason had died, and Tim was learning about the whole Robin thing, and Dick was kind of walking him through like, this is what happened to me. Let me tell you my story. It was really cool. It was after Death of a Family. And anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's A Lonely Place of Dying.
Huh?
I said I think it's called A Lonely Place of Dying.
Yes, that's it. Where Robin's on the cover and he's like this, yeah. So like the whole Two-Face arc and how Two-Face was actually responsible for all of that, and playing Two-Face was kind of a banner moment for me. And I found out that I was playing that when I got to the session, because I knew that I was playing Nightwing. I was like, that's awesome. And then Nightwing got really downplayed. And then they said, "Do you want to do this character Two-Face?" I'm like, like, what would you do for him? Like, I'm gonna do what Martin Mull did, or Richard Mull, not Martin Mull. That'd be a completely different performance. No, Batman. That was a terrible Martin Mull impersonation. But Richard Mull did in the animated series. So I mean, I have my own like world of nerd, and it just constantly keeps getting expanded by working with people like Jeff Johns and Arthur Parsons, and those guys just go way deep into the DC universe. So no, I don't know if there's anybody that would take a crack at, man. I mean, I will say this, after the whole Joker thing, if something is offered to me, if it makes sense, I'm not going to be afraid to not do it anymore. Because I mean, you just have to be. You can't be scared to fail, and that goes pretty much anywhere in life. And the only reason why we don't do something is because of fear, and sometimes it's a smart choice. But I don't want fear to be the only reason why I don't do something that could really be beneficial. So, yeah.
So you just mentioned Deadshot. Would you be open to voicing him if, say, that Suicide Squad game ever materializes?
I don't know, man, because like if you heard in Assault on Arkham, what's his name? Blue Eyes. God, I'm drawing a blank.
Skip it.
Yeah, you can get this out, maybe sound smarter. But anyway, he did a great job as Deadshot. And it was a really cool version of Deadshot that you hadn't seen before, too. So, I'm trying to think of other characters.
I mean, if he's not available.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul Baker does everything, so.
What was it like doing your like the Joker Batman banter with Kevin Conroy as Batman?
Oh my God, dude. that was a pretty cool day for me. I mean, he and I got to work together briefly when I did Nightwing stuff on Arkham City.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be able to sit down with Kevin and kind of just talk to him about his vast experience, 25 years, you know, 3/4 of this Batman legacy, he's been the custodian of. That's incredible, man. No one has held on to a character that long.
Except for him and his Joker.
Exactly. I mean, those two right there have been the ones that have like really been proliferating the Batman mythology. And when you think of those two characters, those when you hear those voices, if you want to see a face, sure, but when you hear that those two voices, those are the ones that you always, you know, connect with Batman and Joker. So if I could ever have anything close to that, that's a huge win for me. So.
All right, guys.
Good?
I do have to see you, Troy.
Thank
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
We would love to talk to you again.
Oh, cool.
About whatever you got.
You have my
Thanks,
card.
dude. Thanks so much. Cheers, guys.
Thank you so
Walking
much.
away with a lot of cards. Thanks.